Hello, welcome, welcome, welcome. I am Lori of Interior Jewels. Tonight I am doing a quick bow and thought that I would show you how to do an easy bow to put in a floral arrangement. This is a spring floral arrangement that I have that's in a tin. This is a half round that hangs on the wall. I have this filled with beautiful tulips and flowers and blooms and greens and eggs. This is a beautiful spring floral piece. So what I want to do to embellish that is add a pretty bow. I have two ribbons that I've chosen here, a beautiful green and a peach stripe, which I think will coordinate beautifully with that. So I'm going to, again, this is a very quick tutorial of a bow for a small piece as opposed to a larger one for a wreath. Just so you know, I am a designer of wreaths, floral arrangements, home decor. So in this pretty piece, I just want to add the finishing touch of a bow. So I'm going to show you how I make that. I have my two ribbons, I have my scissor, and I have a cable tie. That is how I secure my ribbon when I get it together. And also another tip that I have, this is the remnants of what was a floral bush. As you know, I put that floral together. And when you cut the blooms off this, you have the stems left. These are wired stems, and these are perfect to use as picks to put on your bow to insert into your floral piece. So I'm just going to cut a piece like that off, and I am going to turn the edge. It's going to look like a shepherd's hook. You can see how I bent that, and this will go in my bow and stick into my floral foam in the arrangement. So those are the only tools that you need, and I'm going to get started on my bow. As I said, this is going to be a very simple bow by hand. I'm going to do another, and please let me know in the comments if you like what you see. Please hit the subscribe button, and let me know if there's specific bows that you would like to see or anything to do with faux floral arranging or bows. I'd be happy to do a video on that, and it's great to get some feedback. So this is going to be a 2-ribbon bow. It's important that it be wire-edged ribbon. It's very difficult to make a bow that doesn't have wire in it. The wire is what allows it to keep its shape. So I'm going to start with the green and I just layer this on top of each other. If I start with the green, then that means this color is going to be in the front. I'm going to have a little bit of a tail. And again, not such a big loop here because this piece isn't so big. And the best way to tell that is to hold it against what it is that you're putting this in. I'm actually going to go a little bit bigger than that. So let's say like that. I think that's good. And just to let you know the size of that, that is about a 6-inch loop. So I'm just holding my ribbon while it's still on the spool. I have my tail. I made a 6-inch loop, and now I am going to make another loop. I'm going to scrunch it in my fingers, hold the two loops up to make sure that they are the same size. They look like bunny ears. They're the same size. I'll figure out how long I want this loop, and I'm going to cut that. So that is the beginning of my bow. 2 loops, 2 tails. And now with my second ribbon, and you don't have to change ribbons, you could just use a simple bow like this on many different projects, or you can keep going with the same ribbon and layer on top. I'm going to use a coordinating color because it just happens to go with my piece. Now this ribbon didn't have a good and bad side. This ribbon does. So as I lay this on top, I want the good side of my tail facing up, and then I am going to twist. I'm twisting so that when I make my loop, the good side of the fabric is showing. So now I'm holding it in my fingers again. I'm going to twist this again so that the good side is showing up. I'm going to hold the two loops up to make sure that they are the same size, and they are. And I think that's all I'm going to do, is 2 loops on each side of each color. Again, this is going in a not so huge arrangement. I don't want it to take over. I just want it to be a finishing touch on it. I'm going to cut the tail. I'm still holding it between my fingers, and all these are layered on top of each other. Then I am going to take my cable tie. You can also use a pipe cleaner, or you can use floral wire. All would work. I've just gotten in the habit of using these cable ties. I start tightening this. Make sure it's in the middle, and you can fold it in half to make sure that your loops are even, to make sure that this is in the middle. If it's not in the middle, you'll wind up having a big loop and a small loop. You don't want that. And before I have this all the way tight, I'm going to take this pick that I made from the floral bush, and I'm going to put that in there, and then I will continue pulling this cable tie tight. Now the bow is secured. I'm going to cut off this extra piece. What did I do with my clippers? Here's my clippers. Fluff this out. I am going to dovetail my tails, which means take the ribbon, fold it in half, take your scissor, cut from the folded edge on a diagonal. I always say that word, diagonal? Out toward the wired edge. And then when you cut that, that's what that looks like. That just gives it a finished, professional look, if you will. A cleaner look. You can also just leave it on an angle. I mean, that looks pretty too. But for this one, I'm going to do the dovetail. So all 4 tails, I will make that cut. And as you see, I have my pick on here, and this is what's going to be able to go right in my floral piece. So put my ribbons on the side, get my floral piece here. I'm going to put this on the right. I didn't plug in my glue gun. Normally I would put glue on the edge of this. I have floral foam in here that this is going to stick to. I'm going to put it in here anyway, so as not to make you wait for my glue gun to warm up. And then once you have it in here, fluffing the bows, just run your fingers down the length of the ribbon, and it just flows so nicely because of that wire in there. Fluff your, I like to spread them out so we're seeing the 2 different color ribbons. The ribbons on the bottom, I like to leave a little bit longer so that it flows over the side. But look at how pretty that finishes that off. A simple, simple little bow. So again, please let me know if you have any questions. Give me a thumbs up if you liked this. And please subscribe to my channel and perhaps leave some comments as to what you would like to see on future videos. I'd be happy to do them for you. Thanks so much for watching, and I will speak to you soon. Thanks so much.